Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Today in this video we are going to discuss about how to prepare for GPAT in just 1 month. So basically this exam is conducted by National Testing Agency, that is NTA, and there are in total 125 questions which are MCQ based, and each question carries 4 marks, so the whole paper constitutes for 500 marks. And before looking into subjects, I would like to share some of the very useful tips with you all. So because you are starting your preparation in the last month or two, so there are some basic tips which you should follow in order to enhance your preparation. First is that you should lay more stress on the most important topics. Daily you should solve at least 1 to 2 previous years question papers, so that you could know the pattern of the examination and you could know that how the question papers, how the questions are solved. And the next is try the elimination technique. I would like to give you an example of how this technique can help. Suppose there is a question in which you are asked about which of the following is an NSAID, and the options are A. Ketoconazole, B. Acyclovir, C is you can say captopril, and the D is aspirin. So mainly you can use the elimination technique, like you know that ketoconazole is an antifungal agent, so this option is eliminated. Acyclovir is an antiviral agent, this option is also eliminated. Now if you are confused between these two, then and you are more than 50% sure about aspirin, so you can choose aspirin as the correct option. In this way you can use the elimination technique. So as per the trend which is followed by NTA from the last 2 years, there are mainly these 3 important subjects from which questions are basically asked. First one is the pharmaceutics, second is the pharmacology, and third one is pharmaceutical chemistry. Pharmaceutics basically include subjects like general pharmacy, unit operation, and pharmaceutical technology, physical pharmacy, and biopharmaceutics. Pharmacology, you already know that it is as a whole, it is a single subject. And pharmaceutical chemistry consists of subjects like organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, pharmaceutical analysis, biochemistry, and general organic chemistry. So let's proceed to the subjects. First we are going to discuss the important points or important topics from this subject called pharmacology. So before moving to the major classes of drugs, you need to go through general pharmacology once. In general pharmacology, the major topics which are generally asked are receptors, mainly the GPCR receptors, ion channel receptors, or the tyrosine kinase receptors. Mainly questions are asked from these receptors, and you can also see in the previous year question papers, and they can also ask you about the major classes of drugs, like through which through which receptor they show their action. The second one is the phases of clinical trials. This is a very important topic. Every year question has been asked from this topic, and this is a very small and concise topic, so you need to understand the significance of every phase. Like there are 4 phases, and you can also go through phase 0, and you should know that how many subjects are taken in each phase. Then the next 2 topics are types of ADRs and types of allergic reactions. Sometimes questions are asked from this topic. These are very short and concise topic. You only need to see the types of the following ADRs and allergic reactions. So if you want to study it, it can be beneficial for you. The next is the pharmacokinetics, that includes the ADME, the adsorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. And most of the portion of pharmacokinetics is covered in biopharmaceutics. So you can study these topics in biopharmaceutics also. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the major classes of drugs. Mainly, you need to memorize the classification and you need to understand the mode of action of the major classes of drugs which are generally asked in the examination. First is the drugs acting on autonomic nervous system, and every year, I'm telling you, every year 2 to 3 questions are asked from this chapter. The second is the NSAIDs and it comes under autocoids. NSAIDs is a very important topic and questions can be asked from the classification, from the mode of action. Like they can ask you that which of the following drugs inhibit COX-1 and COX-2 both. This is just an example. Next is the drugs acting on cardiovascular system, and this is again a very crucial topic, and this includes your around 5 chapters. This unit includes 5 chapters and every year questions are asked from this. And the next one is the drugs acting on respiratory system. This is a very short and easy chapter, and go through it once, go through the mode of action and side effects. And the next chapter is diuretics, and this is a very important chapter. Even in 2020 paper, if you will look, you will easily find 2 to 3 questions related to diuretics. Mainly you should go through the classification and mode of action, and also for the adverse effects and contraindications too. Because I remember in 2019 paper, I guess, a question was asked related to the contraindications of diuretics in cardiovascular disease. And the next is antibiotics. In antibiotics, you should be familiar with the classification, the mode of action and the side effects and the contraindications too. And the last one is the chemotherapy, and mainly you need to memorize the classification. Every year you will find a question from the classification of chemotherapy. Okay. And also go through the mode of action once. And you can also see that which drug is used in which cancer. That would be beneficial for you, but mainly you should emphasize more on classification and mode of action of the following drugs. Apart from this, you can also study hormonal drugs, mainly drugs used in diabetes. Okay, let's move forward. As I have mentioned, you can also look for specific adverse reaction and side effects of some important drugs. You can find in previous year question papers that what are the drugs which have been asked. You can prepare for them and for some other drugs related to them also. Mainly you need to memorize the specific side effects, not all side effects. Okay. Now there are some tips which I would like to give you. I would recommend you to use a highlighter if you are studying from a book. You can make the use of color coding, like you can use 2 highlighters, and one for less important and one for the most important. Second is take help from summarized tables. You will find them over internet. If you use an app called Pinterest, just search pharmacology cheat codes or pharmacology tables. You will find a lot material there. And next is a very important tip which has helped me a lot. And there's a YouTube channel by the name Armando Hasedangan, and he mainly makes the videos on the mode of action. And the last one is the use of the mnemonics. Okay, so there are these 2 books which I would suggest you to study. First is the K.D. Tripathi, which you all know. Okay, and the second one is the Sparsh Gupta. In this book you will find MCQs, mnemonics, and in the last of every chapter there are some tables which could help you in memorizing things better. Let's come to our next subject, that is pharmaceutics, and mainly there are some important topics which are generally asked almost every year, and these are drug calculation formula, that is also called posology. You should be familiar with the formulas and about the significance too. The second one is the alligation method. This is kind of easy, but still you need to practice some MCQs. Quite a few times alligation method has been asked. And the third one is the schedules under Drugs and Cosmetics Act, and you can see that in almost every year you will find questions related to schedules. Like I remember in 2020 the question was asked about schedule M2 I guess, and schedule M is generally for GMP. So it will help you if you will learn about these schedules. And the fourth one is the passing year of different acts. The last one is the members of different bodies. Like you must have studied in the hospital pharmacy subject the members of different bodies like PCI etc. Okay, so next subject is physical pharmacy, and this is a very important topic. This is a very important subject. Every year you can find more than 6 questions from this particular subject, and questions are generally easy, they are not that much tricky. So questions are generally asked related to crystallinity, amorphicity and polymorphism. They can ask you questions related to these topics like which of the following is more stable, crystalline or amorphicity. They can ask you questions related to the physical properties like which of the following would have the high melting point, or in this way they can ask you questions. And regarding polymorphism, they can ask you the type of polymorphism, solvates, hydrates, and how can you detect polymorphism. This is very important. And the next chapter is micromeritics, and this is a very important topic, and mainly questions are asked from techniques of particle size or particle volume determination, the various fundamental and derived properties of powders. Like in 2K19 there was a question asked from bulkiness, and in 2K18 question was asked from angle of repose. But you should go through the whole chapter once. Then there is surface and interfacial phenomena, and basically you can expect numericals from HLB scale. Like there are various formulas for calculating HLB of a particular surfactant, and you should be familiar with the spreading coefficient. We should be familiar with the classification of surfactants. And the next one is rheology. Rheology again is a very important topic, and you can be asked questions regarding the examples of Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluids, the questions about rheopexy, the questions about dilatancy. The next one is colloidal and coarse dispersions, which mainly includes your suspensions, emulsions, and they can ask you questions related to their particle size, questions related to their properties, questions related to their types. Next chapter is kinetics and drug stability, and this is a very important topic. Mainly you should be familiar with the order of reaction, their overall equation. Like in 2K19 a question was asked in which they had given an equation, and they asked that according to this equation what it depicts, what order of reaction it depicts. And questions are asked from their units also, and questions are asked from Arrhenius equation, from the shelf life calculation. This overall chapter is very much important. Then there is buffer and buffering agents. You can be asked question regarding the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. And in 2K18 also a question was asked from this buffer capacity portion. Question can be asked from isotonicity. Then there is solubility and related phenomena. The question in 2K18 was asked from this, and the question was about the effect of electrolyte concentration on the solubility. There is a table, solubility expression table. You can go through it once. Questions are generally asked from these two topics only, and you need not to cover the rest of the topics. Rest everything depends on how much time you have. and I would recommend you to use this book, which is Physical Pharmacy by Agarwal and Khanna, and this is a very simplified book with very simplified language. It will help you a lot. Then the next subject is biopharmaceutics. Biopharmaceutics, you should be mainly clear with the ADME: absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, protein binding, compartment modeling, these topics. And you should be clear with the basic formulas, like in 2K19 paper you will see a question related to the formula of clearance. And then there is a BCS classification. You can also go through it once. This is quite easy. Books to refer for biopharmaceutics is DM Brahmankar, and this is again a very simple book with very simple language. Then there is another subject which is PharmTech, and mainly the dosage forms are included in this subject. So in every year questions are mainly asked from tablets, capsule, injectables, ophthalmic preparations, suppositories, alcohols. So if you are preparing at the last moment, you need to go through tablets. Okay, tablets may mainly evaluation, range and limits, like what is the range of weight variation and all, content uniformity, friability and all. Then disintegration time of different types of tablets, like disintegration time for sugar coated tablets, for enteric coated tablets, for film coated tablets. Then types of dissolution apparatus according to IP, USP and BP. Then there are tablet excipients, like in 2K19 there was a question which was asked about the utility of HPMC, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. Then tablet coating is very much important, steps of sugar coating, tablet defects is important, Maillard reaction is important. Question can be asked from these topics. Now coming to capsules. Capsule is less lengthy as compared to tablets. So mainly you should be familiar with the types of capsules, hard gelatin capsules and soft gelatin capsules, and the types of gelatin, and ratios can be asked mainly, preservative ratio, hardness ratio, and question can be asked from the evaluation of capsules, their disintegration time and capsule size. This is again very important. Now let's move forward. Then there are sterile dosage forms, which mainly includes your injectables, or you can say ophthalmic preparations. Then types of glasses, this is a very important topic. This you need to learn very well. Then you can find questions from containers and closures, test for pyrogen, sterilization methods, and actually in 2K19 paper, if you will see, there was a question asked that how can you kill pyrogen, and there was given the temperature and the timings. So these kind of things you need to take into consideration. You go through previous year's question papers and you will yourself would be able to judge that which part of the chapter is important and which part is not. Then which books you can refer for PharmTech. There is a book called Leon Lackman, Industrial Pharmacy by Leon Lackman, and this book would help you a lot in qualifying the GPAT exam and finding out the most important points. Okay, now let's come to pharmaceutical analysis, which is a part of pharmaceutical chemistry. Basically, in pharmaceutical analysis we have spectroscopy, titration and chromatography. In spectroscopic techniques, you should be familiar with the different ranges of radiations. Like there is a different range for UV radiation, there is a different range for IR, there is a different range for radio waves, gamma waves, microwaves. So these can be asked, and this is a very basic thing, so you should know this. Then questions from instrumentation of various spectroscopies can be asked, which can be related to radiation source. Like in 2020 paper, there was a question on Glober, which is the radiation source in IR spectroscopy. Then question can be asked from sampling techniques, detectors. Then there is Woodward-Fisher rule, which is a part of UV spectroscopy, UV visible spectroscopy, and around like almost every year question is asked from this. In 2K19 there was a question on this. Then you should be familiar with the various shifts in UV visible spectroscopy. You can expect a direct question from this, and you should know that what are the factors that cause these shifts: bathochromic, hyperchromic, hypochromic, etc. Then there are IR ranges, which is very much important. Every year you can expect 1 to 2 questions from this. Okay, now we have in NMR spectroscopy, the major topics from which question is asked is NMR range of different groups. Like they can ask you that the peak of the aldehyde groups comes under which range. These type of questions can be asked, and they can ask you that what are the groups, or what are the atoms mainly that are NMR active or inactive. They can ask you the number of peaks. They will give you a particular name or a particular structure of a compound, and they will ask you that how many peaks you can observe in this particular structure or compound. Then they can ask you about splitting of signals. Okay, so I would recommend you to use Y.R. Sharma, because this book is again very much simplified and short. Then you can also use G.R. Chatwal for spectroscopy if you want to prepare for the instrumentation part of spectroscopy as well. Okay, then there is titration. Mainly in titration you should be clear about the principle of the titration, mainly the indicators which are used in different titrations. Like in 2K19 paper, a question was asked which was PM indicators are used in. Then there is chromatography. In chromatography you should be clear with the principle of the chromatography, what are the detectors used. Also you can also look at the gas chromatography. Like in 2K19 question was asked from the gases which are generally used in gas chromatography. I would suggest you to use G.R. Chatwal for this. Let's talk about organic chemistry. So in the last 2 years, the weightage of organic chemistry has been increased. So basically you should go through general organic chemistry once, which includes your Markovnikov rule, anti-Markovnikov rule, and various effects like inductive effect, mesomeric effect, resonance. You should know about the stability of carbocations, free radical generation, etc. And mainly questions are also asked from these topics, which are aromaticity, anti-aromaticity, and IUPAC nomenclature of heterocyclic rings. In 2020 question was asked from this, and from this also. Then name reactions, it is very important and is asked every year. Questions are also asked from hybridization. Then there is physical chemistry. You only need to go through these topics once. This is first one is colligative properties, second one is thermodynamics, and the third one is solutions. So you will find in various previous year question papers that one question is asked from thermodynamics, and every year question is asked from colligative properties. And solutions also you can find in some of the previous year question papers that questions are asked from Raoult's law. Then there is biochemistry. You need not to go into the depth of these chapters, just go through them superficially. The various chapters are amino acids, carbohydrates, vitamins, oils, lipids and fats. And I would recommend you to use books Satyanarayan and Behel for preparing for biochemistry. Then there is medicinal chemistry, and you need not to prepare for it separately. You can prepare it with pharmacology and some important structure activity relationships, or SARs are these: tetracycline, chloramphenicol and penicillin. And this is the last subject, which is pharmacognosy, and in the last 2 years the weightage of pharmacognosy has been decreased, and mainly if you want to study this, questions are generally asked from specific tests. Then you can learn about the biological source and family of the drugs and major chemical constituents. That's all for today. Thank you so much. I hope this video would help you in streamlining your preparation. All the very best. Bye bye.
If this video was helpful to you, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also suggest us any topic of your choice by mentioning it in the comment section.